It's morphing time, and today we're going to be talking about some big controversy. This is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Combinable Dragonzord from the newly created last, I think it was last year, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reunited from Playmates Toys. And I'm going to tell you guys something right now. This upsets me. I have been kind of vocal about this on social media, mainly just commenting on other creators' videos. This upsets me. This pisses me off. Excuse my language, because I know the Power Rangers and more towards children, so I don't want to get like demonetized or anything like that for using cuss words. But let me tell you something. I've got some words, and this is going to be a long one, guys. So strap in, get your morphing gear on, get your power coin, get your helmet ready, because we're going into battle. So today we're going to be talking about this Kickstarter, and I'm not happy about it. This Kickstarter, it makes me angry. Now, there's been people out there that have pointed out that all Playmates use AI imagery, and they pointed out like things like, for example, like, so I don't know if we can zoom in on it, but here it says concept only, right? It's a concept, so of course they use some kind of AI imagery with it. But you can see right here, it's got these golden paint pieces on the tail, and the tail looks like it's not posable at all. And then of course, here it is right here, and people have pointed out this tail piece right here. There's no paint on it. People have pointed out, like, look at the hands. Like, they look like they're curled in like a holding hands. And then right here, they're straight up and down. Now, and you can tell, because this is small, this looks really, and it could be perspective. It could be perspective. But here's what kind of bothers me about this Kickstarter they're launching. There's no price. There's no price. And now, I haven't been somebody who does a lot of Kickstarting backers. Or sorry, backers, that's a weird way of saying it. I've never really backed anybody on Kickstarter. Like, there's been a couple that I've thought about it, but then at the end of the day, when I look at what they're offering and what I'm going to get and what I have to pay, I just say to myself, I personally don't think it's worth it to me to pay the money that they're asking for to get the things and perks that I'm looking for. Or sometimes they overprice things. Like, here's an example. Like they'll do things like, oh, like say it's okay, we'll say someone's doing a fan film and they're doing a Kickstarter. And the whole point of the Kickstarter is to raise the money to produce the thing that they're doing. So they'll say, hey, if you just back $5, this is what you're gonna get. Right? Like, this is the minimum that you have to back to get this, and you will get this. Right? Or if you want to back and pay this much money, you're going to get the thing plus this extra thing. Or you're going to get this premium version. Or you're going to get this. So like, you know, it'll fly you up. It's all kinds of stuff. Like, for example, a board game. This is how much it's going to cost you to back the board game. So you pay this much money and you're backing it. The problem with this kind of Kickstarter, and this is kind of like, this is almost the same thing as the HasLab. You know, the difference, here's the thing. So with HasLab, they're like, okay, we want to make this toy, but we know that if we mass produce it like we do everything else, that we can't sell it, it won't sell. That we don't have the confidence, like, okay, like the sail bark, which I think was the very first one, like massive thing, $500. Nobody's gonna buy this. No retail store other than maybe BBTS or some online retailers are going to purchase this thing, right? And sell it. And of course, if it costs you $400 to make any profit from it, they're going to charge even more for it. So I can understand, or even like the Unicron, right? Did we get a third-party version of Unicron? Of course we did. Is it half the size? Of course it is. You know? Now, granted, there's that divorce class Metroplex out there, you know, but this should not be a Kickstarter. This should just gotten released. Now, I know earlier on, I think it was earlier in the first quarter, when they started making the announcements for the Thunderzords, and then there was even the Tigerzord, and people were like, well, hold on. Are we not gonna get? So then people were like, wait, where's the Dragonzord? And of course, you know, I'm sure somebody in the back was like, what about Titanus? We want Titanus too. Ultrazord, right? And I think they came out, and don't quote me here, but I don't know if this was on social media, if it was like in a panel, like a somewhere, but they basically were like, well, we made a Dragonzord, but no retailer wanted it. So that tells me two things. One, they were trying to make it exclusive. Now, right now, this is what's weird. So you can walk into both Walmart and Target, and you can buy 4 out of the 5. You can't, so at Walmart's, most Walmarts I've been to, you cannot buy the pterodactyl. Can't buy it. Doesn't exist. I think the same thing at Target. I haven't seen it. Now, the one thing that Target has over Walmart is Target has like this exclusive box set of all 5 Rangers and Goldar, right? And I think they eventually did release Goldar individually, and I think they've released putties too. I don't know if they released any monsters yet, but obviously this toy line is geared to the young children. And we're not even going to talk about the collector line they revealed and how uncollectible it is, and and you know, here's the sad thing. And I've got videos on the channel. I've done unboxing videos of some of the other Zords. I've done like the Ultimate Megazord, like the non-transformable one. I've done it on the figures, some of the figures, the Morpher. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, this is stuff that I don't really display it. Like, it's not something I'm displaying. Like, there's something that's really cool to get and mess with, but they just go in the drawer. You know, and eventually get sold at some point, if that's even like something I want to do. But, and like, I have the transformable version. It just kind of floats around my house. You know, it's massive. It's massive, right? And that's cool. And I think the fact that it's really big makes it a really cool toy. Now, each Zord is like, I think about $20. So it's about $125, I think, for each Zord, which makes it $100. So, and I think they did sell, it might have been an Amazon exclusive maybe, but I know they sold a box set. And I think the only thing between the box set and the individuals, we've got the Pink Ranger, you got the 5 little mini Rangers, whereas the box set didn't come with those. So it's one of those things, right? But it's like, so this Dragonzord, I bet you anything, this Dragonzord's over $100. I think in order for them to make it the size it needs to be able to not only like combine with the Mastodon, Saber-tooth Tiger, and Triceratops to form the Dragonzord in battle mode, or Mega Dragonzord, whichever official term you want to go with, because both terms got used in the show, or do the Dragon, I think it was called the Dragon Megazord, or yeah, I think that might have been called the Dragon Megazord, when it splits in half and then sits on top of the Megazord as armor. That it's gonna have to be big, so it's probably gonna have to be at least half the size of the Megazord. So we're looking at $75 to $100 just for the Dragonzord. And that's not to mention Titanus is probably not even on the radar, because that would have to be over 100 itself, even though it doesn't do a whole lot. Now, granted, if it's got electronics, like if there's batteries that go into the chest piece like the original toy, and you get like the different sound effects, okay, I might be able to justify the $100. Same thing with Titanus. If they made Titanus and it was motorized and had effects in the arms and legs moved and the head moved, okay, then I might be able to justify the price, even though it's got to be twice the size to fit this massive Megazord. Do I think it was a mistake for Playmates to make the Megazord as big as they did? Actually, I think it was. I think to make this manageable, they should have made it they should have shrunk it down. The fact that they made it massive, it's big. It's bigger than most Sentai mechs. I think if they had kept it to a standard size, and that would have kept the cost down, and they could have still probably sold them for $25 a piece and still gotten away with it, you know. But it's just, I mean, like, the Zap Megazord was $150 at retail, and it is like half the size of this thing. Now, granted, it's not painted, it's got stickers, and I'm sure this Dragonzord is going to be probably a little bit painted, probably stickers. We don't know because these are concept images. And I don't think this is gonna back. Now, I guess it depends. Like when it says 0 backers, what does it mean? How many backers do they need? You know, like with HasLab, even like when they launched a HasLab, it's like you knew what the price was. Like, hey, this is the price. This is how many backers we need to reach this goal. And then after that, then they had tiers. Like, oh, if we reach these many backers, then we'll have these figures included or these accessories included. Kickstarters work a little differently. You know, like I don't know, I don't know. Like I just find this ridiculous that this is the only way Playmates could have released this. You mean to tell me that they could have not sold it on their own website? And maybe they don't have their own like storefront. Maybe they didn't feel because Walmart, Target, Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, and maybe some other retailers out there at Entertainment Earth, they all said, no, we're not going to care. Or Toku Collectibles. They sell Power Ranger toys too. They sell Power Ranger toys just like with Sentai toys. Maybe they said, no, we don't want this either. Like it has to be an absurd amount. So it'll be interesting to see how much this is actually going to drop. It doesn't say when it's going to drop. It says launching soon. Don't know when that's going to be. There's roughly almost 3,000 people following it. That doesn't mean we're going to get instantly $3,000 or 3,000 backers right away. And this might be some ridiculous thing. It might be some ridiculous 100. Here's the thing. Like, if it's base $100, and then what are you going to get with it? Oh, you're going to get a premium Green Ranger figure. Cool, I already got one of those. Or you're going to get... Are they going to pull a fast one and say, well, if you pay $200, you get Titanus too? Like, come on. Come on. And then, okay, so then how big is the Thunderzord? Is the Thunderzord going to be is it the same size as the Megazord, or is it smaller? And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about this? And I'm going on a big rant here. Why did the Tigerzord come out? What makes the you know what I think? I think the Thunder Megazord is half the size of the Megazord. I've seen photos, but I haven't seen it next to that Megazord that I can recall. And I bet you they made it smaller so that the price was cheaper. Because how is it that we are able to fund, they're able to fund the Tigerzord, put it out there, and people are going to be getting the Tigerzord at retail stores or online. But we couldn't get the Dragonzord. The Green Ranger and the Dragonzord is probably the most popular characters in all of Power Ranger history. Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frank's character, Green Ranger, even to a lesser extent the White Ranger, but the Green Ranger specifically is, and I don't think there's anybody out there that would argue with me and say no. He is the most recognizable character. And I can tell you right now, every single time in Power Ranger shows history, when Tommy Oliver showed back up, it was when especially when he showed up in the Green Ranger suit, the hype was there. Now, we never got the Dragonzord ever appeared again. I don't think the Dragonzord ever appeared again beyond season 2 when they did the whole clone thing and they brought the Dragonzord back for a short time. But other than that, the Dragonzord was never destroyed. And within Power Ranger lore, it still exists under the sea. It's just powered down because the Green Ranger power was technically destroyed, even though you had the Master Morpher. We're not going to get into all that kind of stuff. And of course, Power Rangers are rebooting. The Power Rangers are rebooting, but here's the thing. They're rebooting Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but are the Zords going to look the same? Like, we don't know any of this information, right? So it's just, at this point, the fact that Hasbro dropped the ball, and that's a whole nother discussion, that they literally dropped the ball with Power Rangers as a series. And I know this is not true, but I am directly blaming the fact that the way the Power Ranger rights have worked in the United States killed Super Sentai. Because Power Rangers, for whatever reason, was making way more money than Sentai was making. Like, that was, like, from my understanding, the only reason why Sentai was going as long as it was going, that it was bleeding money, and that the Power Ranger sales from toys were actually the one thing keeping it afloat. And when Bandai lost the rights to sell the toys, they lost a massive amount of money from Power Ranger sales. Then Hasbro took over the license and started making their own toys. And then so now Saban can't technically release toys now for Power Rangers, not just in the United States, but across the world. And I'm a firm believer that's why we got Project Red. Project Red is basically basically Sentai, but it's not. And that way they can distribute it across the country of the worlds, and they can make the money that they should have been making. Now, I really wish I'm not going to get into it, but I could go on a whole rant on how I really feel like Power Rangers should just be bought back by Saban and Toei, and they should just release Super Sentai in the United States and just call it Power Rangers. And then if you have to still do the English actors, do that, but just have one company control both, and just have, like, you know, in English-speaking countries, you get the Power Ranger variant, and then in other non-speaking English, you get the Japanese version. And then, of course, they can sell both the Japanese toys to everybody. They can also release the Japanese series on DVD in all countries, and people can choose what they want to watch. Since Hasbro cannot fundamentally even do anything with Power Rangers other than just screw it up, and now Playmates, who I thought when they first launched was like, oh, this is so great, they're cheap, they're affordable, they look great, and then I'm like, where's the Dragonzord? Now I can't get the Ultrazord. Never gonna get the Ultrazord. So I'm done. The Playmates toy line, I'm done. I'm done, Playmates. I'm done. Thank you. I got my Legacy Thunderzord. I'm cool with that. I'm looking for the Legacy Tigerzord, and I'm done. I'm done. I don't see Playmates going past Thunderzords, because I think this is gonna blow up in their face. And I think fans, the people that are buying these are adults. People in their 40s, people in their late 30s, early 40s, even maybe mid 40s are the ones that are buying these. Do you think kids today, do you think 10-year-old kids are like, ooh, Power Rangers, especially Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with no cartoon or no like show on the market right now? Trust me, nobody's buying this but adults. I'm not seeing kids go in the store to buy these things. Parents are not going in the store to buy these things for their kids. Kids are not hyped about this. The parents are. And you are dropping the ball, Playmates. Hasbro, you have dropped the ball. I'm upset with you. I am not backing this as much as I would love to have a Dragonzord for my Megazord. But here's the thing. Prove me wrong. Playmates, prove me wrong. Make this, if this is $50, $50, I would back this. If the tiers are like, oh, that's cool. But it better not be some bullcrap where it's $50, or if you want to pay $75 to get premium paint. Don't do that. Do not do that. Because then it's going to look out of place next to the Megazord. Because the Megazord's not painted. It's just colored plastic with stickers. Do not do a painted version. Do not do that. Do not do that, Playmates. If you do that, Playmates, we're done. We are done. I will not buy anything Playmates anymore. I mean, there's not really anything left to buy from Playmates. I mean, they lost the license for Turtles, as far as I know. And I really stopped buying Turtle stuff a long time ago. I got everything that I really wanted. And what I really want is not in stock anymore, and I'm not paying the ridiculous aftermarket prices. So I'm done. I'm done. If depending on how this goes, whenever this launches, and I'll keep an eye on it, I'll be done. Or maybe not. Maybe they can save me. But from what I've seen so far, no. And of course, I know a lot of people are upset about the AI. The AI I don't care about. I don't care. Concept only. They put a concept. You know, like, is it going to look like this? No. I mean, they have concept, you know, what it's going to look like. I mean, the fact that they don't have real images of this thing makes me wonder. You know, it's nearly 10 inches tall. Like, it makes me wonder, like, what happened? Like, is it really true that nobody wanted this? Are you kidding me? Like, I can tell you right now, if I was running an online store and they said Dragonzord, yeah, I want the Dragonzord. Yeah. I mean, they must have been asking for a ridiculous price on this thing. It must have been something close to over 100 for them to, for even like Walmart to go, no. For even Amazon takes anything. For Amazon to say, we don't want an exclusive Dragonzord for $100. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Like, no. And you have to stop and remember too, like the premium versions of these things are like $500. So, I mean, come on. Yeah, guys, that's all I got today for this. It's a lot of ranting, a lot of all over the place. But like I said, I'm upset about this. We'll see how it goes. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Check out this one right up here in the corner. And as always, guys, Until next time.